What's real for real? In the candlelight, feel the silk sway with me tonight.
Yo, another video you already know of what's real for real. Salute to everybody, salute to all the soldiers. G.O.D., 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 G.O.D, for sure. G.O.D., G.D.D.D. Ra. So anywho, so today we got we got Gucci Man being robbed, Pooh Shiesty flexing from jail, they say. Start out by no disrespect to anybody mentioned, you know what I'm saying? That's hood shit. You know what I mean? This is giving you the interpretation of somebody who's been there, who's done that through the streets, you know what I'm saying? Never sold, never killed my own, never sold, blah, 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 yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I got busy, you know what I'm saying? As we all have to. We ain't really got a choice in that matter. So, all right, so what we got right now, we got Gucci Man being robbed, Pooh Shiesty flexing. What's the other joint? Oh, the New York couple. That's one. I gotta put that one in there for sure. The New York couple that went to the Empire State Building. Who else they got? Who else we got? We got what else I seen? We got some PlayStation news, but we're gonna put that at the end. And then we got, what else we got? I think that's about it. We're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that for this show. So first off, you know what I mean, glad that nobody got hurt, nobody got injured, everybody made it back to their family alive. You see what I'm saying? Hopefully everybody come back and do what they gotta do. G.O.D., everybody wising up, sharpen up. The Gucci Man incident, they made it seem like, you know what I'm saying? The way they was talking about it was like he was getting punked or something like that. In that situation, they didn't do nothing to him for him to have to get busy. You see what I'm saying? It looked like, because if he have to get busy, that's like a life or death. But when you got that much success, when you get past a certain amount of money or you get past a certain level of success, you don't think the same. I believe that, and this is me coming from my point of view, G.O.D., street shit. I believe that some people and a lot of people, once they get married, they get a life, they start to change. They're not the same people no more. They leave that old version behind because that old version is only concerned with destruction, pain, violence. So when you grow up in the street and you've been in the street your whole life, it's certain codes, it's certain ways that you live, right? But that part don't translate over to a romantic love life per se. Now, a lot of the women be with people who from the streets, not really understanding what it. I got a song called I Told a Girl of My Dream Goodbye Today. So that kind of speaks about that situation, right? Where so the Gucci now ain't Gucci from then. You see what I'm saying? Cause that person he had to put aside, bro. Like, you can't be both people. Like, you know what I mean? Because you're gonna approach everything with street mentality because that's all you know. So when you get married or you get somebody that's you rolling with, you gotta be able to, I wouldn't say detach from that person. Well, you gotta be able to control, understand that this is home, this is outside. You see what I'm saying? But even though this is home, you still got to be prepared for outside. You see what I'm saying? Because outside could come into your house at any time. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at that situation and, you know, you get into a business, you kind of leave that old person behind because now you're a businessman. But that's why you always see people get successful and then die. You see what I'm saying? Because you start to feel like, you know what I mean? You start to get in another mindset, so having a girlfriend or children or wife or whatever it is, it don't always benefit that person. You know what I mean? Because you can't just stop what you're doing and say, yo, I'm this person. People don't know you for that. You done lived in the wild. You see what I'm saying? You done been out here in the woods, like, and then people don't care. Like, you don't care how. It's just like when the other dude, it's in Chicago and shit. People was like, yo, it's really hard for me. That's why you got to always show your condolences and respect. Respect to everybody mentioned. Respect to all the hoods. Respect to all the dead. You see what I'm saying? But it's just like, I don't know his full name, but it was a dude from Chicago who got killed coming out of the store, right? Respect to his peoples, whoever, whatever. We talking about life, God, children, kids, right? Everybody got their reputation and shit get dealt with how it get dealt with. But some people say, you know, person didn't jump or a person didn't flex, a person didn't pull out, the person just went out like soft or whatever. When you in these streets for a long time and you live this shit and you done lost homies and you done lost friends and you done lost people, kids, you know what I mean? Cops, DTs pulling out guns on children just to mess with you and your, you know what I mean? Like, when you see your loved ones in danger and on the floor and the cops and you know what I mean? It's like, it mess with you, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it really mess with you, bro. Like, so some people don't want to be here no more. You see what I'm saying? Some people don't want to be here no more, bro. So they not going off theyself, but they waiting for their death, bro. Well, I don't know if I can say that, but they waiting for they waiting for their trip. You see what I'm saying? They tired. You could get tired. Like, people like, how you get tired? You could get tired of the life, bro. If any life, bro. You could get tired of just being in the mix all the time, bro. You know what I mean? That's why some people will see people and be like, man, let him go, bro. Like, you get tired, bro. You know what I mean? So when it come, you just like, all right, you willingly go. So the situation with Gucci, not saying that's what happened to X, Y, and Z, but that's only people know is God, and you know what I mean? So when you look at it, it's like he's not the same person, and you can't really get gangster with it. You can't show off. If you got an automatic AK style weapon and you get somebody to do something, that's what they do in the hood. Oh, you tough. You tough. You see what I'm saying? They point the rat at the children, at your little cousin. You gonna come off of that. You see what I'm saying? You gonna come off of that. You see what I'm saying? So when you got that, now I would like to see them, or anybody, when you could put something up and you could talk about something, if they had fisticuffs and like, yo, take me off, son, and had son bloodied up, and then you could talk. But you still got to do it one-on-one, and ain't nobody in there. They know what time it is. So they came with the ratatouilles. You know what I mean? So that's that situation. You know what I mean? People making fun of it. Okay. But if something had happened, then everybody be up here with their fake condolences. Oh, we lost another one. That's that situation. You know what I mean? People making fun of it, okay. But if something had happened, then everybody be up here with their fake condolences. Oh, we lost another one. Right? So the thing for him is you can't change, bro. Especially when you're still in the field. If you want to change, you got to leave. Wash your hand of the situation. Once you out there, you can't just change. You can't just switch up. You can't not even switch up. You just can't go live your life when you know you've been in the streets that long. First is up here, is in here. You become that. And the crazy part is that you relish in that. Like a lion in the wild ain't the same as a lion in a cage. Like, you see what I'm saying? So I remember being, being in the hood young, and every summer come around and we just look at each other like, yo, who gonna make it this summer, yo? You know what I mean? Like, you took pride in surviving, bro. You took pride in being there. It was like electric when you were, you know what I mean? Like, you always ready. Like, you know what I'm saying? So people don't understand it. But these dudes is having, not even say they're having fun, but once you out there, you out there. You out there. And like, you think a tiger playing? Like, when a tiger growl, they look at you, when they just watching you, they quiet. You think they playing? They already see your head off. You know what I'm saying? They're already, you know what I mean? They're already snacking on you. Like, they're not even a mouth watering, they mental water. So when you think about growing up in that environment, of course, why you think they still happy and smiling and giving daps? Because all this stuff is supposed to be, it's just like people in the military, how they become more tighter than their family. People that's with you in the mix, they proven, bro. You know what I mean? Like, so I think from what they were saying in the public, they were saying that, Wardies felt some kind of way because they took, somebody died. I don't know. If I don't know the names, I ain't gonna speak crazy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say the name wrong. But Pooh Shiesty, pardon me saying your name. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. So the Wardie, his family died. All due respect. And then they took back the jewels. You can't do that. If I give the Wardie something, this is what marriage and love and all these things, it take you from the street, it take you from your connection, you know what I mean, and make you start dealing with things different. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know about his situation, but women be whispering in men's ears, you know what I mean? The king always got somebody in his ear. And we know that if I give Sir Lancelot a sword and a shield that's special, and he die, it gets buried with him. You can't take that back. That's disrespect. So they was trying to say, well, I heard or whatever it is, what it was going to, was that because of that slight, you know what I mean? And anybody in position gonna feel some kind of way. You telling me we out here foot soldiering it, running it up, lights on the line, repping the crest, and we dying, you take our sword back? You see what I'm saying? You can't do that. They live by it, they die by it, so that's theirs. You see what I'm saying? So I could understand that. And then when it comes to like funerals and all that, this is when people really count what's really going on. If me and you running in the streets and something happened to you and I got bread, I have to take care of everything. If I love you, if we giving high fives and handshakes, I gotta pay for that. So when you take back such and such, and you don't do this and you don't do that, people gonna feel some kind of way. And that's how the devil be finding anything, bro. Amongst honorable people, amongst dishonorable people, amongst people in love, people who hate each other. The devil gonna always find a path. So I felt like once you take the teeth from a lion, or you start to cut his nails and all that, or a tiger, you might. This is like the orcas. Like the fin don't even be standing up, because even when you in the wild, you in the wild. You're gonna hear me speak on that a lot, because when you in the wild, even though people getting shot, hey, when you hear guns go off, what everybody in the hood do? They stop, and it's a game. You know what's the game? Okay, that's a 4/5. Oh, boom, oh, he got the Desert Eagle. You already imagining what's going on. You nowhere close to it. But you already counting shots. Clock, 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 clock. Then you like, he returned fire. Clock, 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 clock. Then you know something happened. You see what I'm saying? Then you like, oh, something got hit. Then if you hear, gong, gong, you like, no, he's still there. We counting shots. We talking about what gun it is. That's only if you grew up in that. You know what I mean? And it ain't glorifying it, because ain't nothing to glorify, bro. But it's the reason people look at Indiana Jones. It's the reason why people be like, because to other people, it's exciting. It goes back to my song, I Told a Girl in My Dreams Goodbye Today. Like, people like to glorify it. We smiling and we laughing because this is our life. Like, but we trying to get up out of here. You see what I'm saying? And something DMX said, he was like, you think people out here robbing and killing because they want? Nah, bro. So I almost joined it, but I didn't. Because, and they almost got me from the family aspect. Like, they'll come at you any which way they gonna do it. So that's that. Now this next topic is, so yeah, he wasn't shook or nothing. It was just like, yo, bro, like, if you really, because he looking at it like, and I could only guess, Gucci looking at it like the little homie, little bro. So I ain't gonna come in there with the battalion, because that's little bro. I'm already certified. He looking at it like he's a made man, and so therefore you know what I mean? But these streets ain't like that. And they said, and then the second part I said, they said he was flexing, showing this girl. Outsiders ain't gonna understand. An animal, a vicious person, a street person. They got smart ones. They got people who ain't smart. They got people who stuck on stupid. Like they say, you could take out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the end. So maybe that's all he know. People get in the habit of just doing stuff because that's all they know. You put a camera on a baby to act up. What the baby do? Act up. So, but the crazy thing about it, the part that hurt my heart, when you got loyal soldiers, bro, this is why people who love their people don't beef. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't care about the soldiers around me, I'm beefing, bro. Anybody say nothing. We out here. I'm beefing with everybody. Somebody blink wrong. If you blink twice, I'm on you. Why are you blinking so much? You see what I'm saying? But when you care about your people, you stay up out the way. And when you a trail wardy, guess what you do? Nobody know. See what I'm saying? By my lonely. That's the only way you know. You see what I'm saying? And if you're going to hold your mans them down, you don't even tell them. You just go do what you got to do. Next thing you know, I don't know what happened. Nobody can say anything because nobody know nothing for real. Not trying to give out bad information, but when you love your people, you love your people. You see what I'm saying? And that goes both ways. You can't just be messing with any random, like we know this in the hood. They could be a dude that's a sucker, a herb or whatever, but when you see him with a girl or something like that, leave him alone, bro. Because now you pulling on the other type of string. They might be scared of you under that circumstance, but in this circumstance, you pulling that pride, you pulling that. So that's that part. I'm still trying to keep this video together and all that, but I'm learning.
What's real for real? In these streets, we face the truth. The game is rigged, but we rise. This is what's real. For real.
Look, I know it's hard out here, but you gotta be smart, stay focused. Don't let this street life define you, because it doesn't have to. Look, I know it's hard out here, but you gotta be smart, stay focused. Don't let this street life define you, because it doesn't have to.
Remember this, Zaza?